I'm Derek Joyce and I'm here with Paul and Warda, and this is I'm Not the Expert Book. This is a podcast where we discuss everything from quantum physics to the latest episode of South Park and everything in between. So pull up a chair, grab a cup of tea and join us. And we're rolling. Here we go. Are you on silent?
Yep.
I'm fucking not. That's very appropriate. That's a text from my dentist. Who in my phone is called Wisdom McTooth Pull.
You were just hilarious.
Fucking, because my dentist that I go to regularly referred me to this periodontist guy because
Mr. Toothpull, yeah.
Yeah, and said his name and wrote the way doctors write prescriptions, so it was illegible.
Yeah, he could have wrote
and I couldn't work it out, and all I could read was wisdom. But he was writing wisdom teeth.
Right.
And so he went into my phone as Wisdom McToothball.
So you've had your wisdom teeth out this week, have you?
No, I've all my wisdom teeth. So what happened was your wisdom teeth come, and this is what the whole episode is about, but it's not nasty or anything like that. Your wisdom teeth come in later.
In life, yeah.
Yeah, your third set of molars, okay? And they come in between the ages of 17 and 25. My wisdom teeth came in after I was 40.
Go away.
Yeah, nuts.
Yeah, I don't know if mine have come in.
Oh, you'd fucking know.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. It hasn't happened yet, so.
Yeah, well, you know you'll be out of the woods when you're dead. It's basically.
Now, I did have. I'm sure I got one, because there was one that used to grow a little bit and then the gum would grow back over it, and then it grow another little bit and come through the gum again, and the gum would grow back over it.
That sounds
That was going
awful.
on for years. But that was only one. You know, you get more than one, don't you?
What, one? Well, you get four in one in each corner of your mouth.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
And I was telling my hygienist in the dentist, they think these fucking things didn't come in until after I was 40. And she said, wisdom teeth don't read the script. They turn up when they want and they fucking go in whatever direction they want.
Fuck.
And that's wisdom teeth. And my wisdom tooth if you're looking at me, on my lower right side, came in sideways.
Fuck.
Came in sideways. And didn't come in angled and leaning. Fucking came in sideways. And it was like somebody coming through a door at a party going, yay, I'm here. Fucking came in sideways, and when it came in through the door at the party, it bumped into the first person that was there, which was the tooth beside it. And it slowly, over a period of time, destroyed the root, the anchor of the root. You know the way your molars are double pronged?
Yeah.
Destroyed one of those, and so it had to come out. And that's what I had done a couple of weeks ago. So when I was writing this week's episode, which was a completely different subject, which we will get to in the next couple of eps or whatever it is, I have stitches in my gum. That's nothing. That's a fucking walk in the park.
Compared to the pain you wear.
And I just like to say, before I get into it, the procedure I went to, I felt nothing. And they were amazing.
They'd have to knock me out for that. Like that.
No, I'll tell you about it in a minute, but they were amazing. And I walked out an hour later and I was like, Jesus Christ, was that it? And I've concentrated not putting my tongue in that area that everybody's tongue drifts to when they have tooth out. But I walked out going, that was fucking amazing. That was it.
Cool.
And it was so great. And I'll take you through the procedure in a minute.
Yeah, no, I've only ever had one tooth out when I was, 11 or 12. When they tried to put the anaesthetic in, like the needle into the gum, I bit through the needle. Yeah.
It's well,
I'm not a needle person.
Right, okay, so we'll get into it now. And we'll just roll on into what I've looked up. When I went in and sat down, do you remember when, and you know this because you've just been talking about it, they put the needle in your gum and then you go back and sit in the waiting room for 10 or 15 minutes and your mouth slowly changes into somebody else's mouth because you've got no feeling. That's gone.
Is it?
Yeah.
They don't do that anymore.
Went in and sat down, and that's what I was expecting. But I kept telling myself, like I didn't say this to you the last time we were recording an episode, and I didn't say to any of my family, and I didn't say to my brothers or my friends or whatever, because I was really, really anxious.
Yeah.
And I haven't been this anxious.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
I haven't been this anxious about anything since I was a teenager. It was irrational and it was fucking...
No, come here, I hear you.
It was nuts.
I got a very minor cosmetic operation done last year, which you're well aware of, but I'm not going to go into detail, but I was, something a little bit further south there. But
chin job.
I was very fucking nervous, I can tell you. In the end, it was fine. It healed up very quickly. It was...
But yeah, it was irrational fear. And when I go to my dentist, my regular dentist, frequently, like every 3 or 4 months, whether I'm getting a descale plaque off thing or just a polish.
I keep saying because I do that, actually.
I've spent, over the last couple of years, so much money straightening my teeth because I grew up with teeth like an old graveyard.
Teeth that the Druids could use to fucking worship.
Dental Stonehenge. But so much that I want to now look after them. Yeah. And make a point of looking after them because what was the point of fucking getting braces and going through all that shit?
I've got cast iron fucking teeth or something because I've never had a filling in my life.
Fillings are worse than extractions.
I've never had a filling.
Or where?
I had one removed because I was getting braces and they wanted to kind of move the teeth. So
I
had one of my kind of front side teeth, the incisors. I had one of those removed and kind of moved, or one beside the incisor was removed. I'm not sure, but that was it. It's the only dental work I've ever had done.
Yeah, I had
I've been very, very lucky.
Braces. Got braces when I was 48 or 49.
I remember you having them actually. When we started this podcast, I think you had them.
I did. I definitely would have. Yeah. And initially when you get them, it's like you've got a mouthful of somebody else's teeth along with your own.
Yeah.
And it's very uncomfortable. But you get used to it and all that kind of crap. And it's well worth it. But I was talking to a friend and they were like, you're getting braces now? It's like, who are you fucking trying to impress? And I was like, I'm not doing it for anybody else. I'm doing it for me. It's seeing photographs of yourself and go, Jesus, was I smiling too much in that? Because you've got teeth pointing in every fucking direction. Just no. Give my head in. So I got braces.
No, fair play, yeah.
Yeah, well, I didn't have the money up to this point, so... I did. Anyway, I went in, I was sitting in the chair and the dentists have a great, inverted commas, bedside manner.
Some of them do.
They're just great. They're great now.
The one I had as a kid was fantastic.
When I was growing up, they were awful. They were fucking terrible.
Oh, I had a great one as a kid. He was a Scottish guy. And I'll always remember because the first time I walked into his office, I was wearing a Celtic tracksuit.
Yeah.
He was a massive Celtic fan, so we just kind of hit it off straight away, you know. Yeah. That put me at ease then or whatever. He was brilliant. He was an elderly man. Fantastic fella.
No. A couple of dentists I had were terrible. But later in life, dentists I had that were the age where they were dentists when they were younger. And it would have been about the age... I was going to dentists as an adolescent or an early teen. And you're thinking, how the fuck did we not find you? Yeah. And I had to go through what I did. And anyway, it was awful. Anyway, I was sitting in the dentist chair and I was like, so how's this going to go? Like injection, da-da-da-da. And he was like, no. So he gave me tablets and he said one of them is a steroid, one of them is an antibiotic, one of them is reduces the sensitivity of your nerve endings to pains. And he said, but the steroid constricts your blood vessels. So when we put the local anesthetic in, it stays local in your jaw. It doesn't flow out down your neck or up your face or behind the back of your head. It stays pretty much local.
That's
So
good.
what he did was gave me these tablets, and he said, and you'll feel your heart rate increasing in about 5 minutes. And he said, that's just a steroid doing its thing. It quickens your heart rate. And they do this. Are you allergic to this tablet? But everything before. Everything is screened.
Do you have a heart condition? Yeah.
And he put in the needle, which I didn't feel. And it went in really shallow. Put the injection in and then took it out. And then talked for a couple of minutes about what it was we were going to do. And I was like, all right. And then he said, right, and we're going to put the next injection in. The next injection goes deeper. And that numbs the whole jaw. And so I didn't feel the needle of the second injection because he'd put the first one in really shallow. But I didn't feel that going in either. And then that was it. Just didn't feel a fucking thing.
Class.
And then you're looking up, counting and describing the details of the ceiling to yourself. And they're angling over it, and there's him and his assistant pouring over your mouth.
No, I'm just getting trauma there, just thinking. It's about 2 years ago. Now, this is kind of off on an aside. I cut myself making a bloody aircraft, a model aircraft. Nasty cut. Nearly lost the bloody top of my finger. But in order for them to stitch it, they had to inject the anaesthesia into the cut. I have never felt pain like that. Yeah, one into the cut and one under the nail. And I was screaming, I'm not going to lie, I fucking screamed that hospital down while they were doing it. I never felt pain like it. Never want to go through that again. But anyway, yeah, moving on.
Yeah, you're the kind of patient they all wish they could have every day.
Anna, come here, I was totally apologetic and something, and she said, no, come here, listen, I'd be screaming if I was sticking needles into an open cut, you know?
Yeah. But there's your woman suctioning my mouth out, and he's pulling out the teeth, and so you're not swallowing out and all that kind of cracked blood or saliva or choking on it, whatever it is. And the tooth came out, didn't feel a fucking thing. And he was like, right, that's the tooth gone. And I was like, can I have a look at it? And he was like, I'll keep it for you. And he said, so the bone graft goes in now. And the bone graft is something that they pack the place where your tooth was with that encourages bone growth.
Oh, okay.
So it's all changed. It's all changed. And they packed that in. There was, because my wisdom tooth.
So it wasn't just there some cotton wool, off you go?
No. I got that gauze afterwards. Okay. But it's a procedure. It's a whole procedure. It's not just a tooth extraction. There's aftercare and there's pre-care. There's prep work. There's fucking everything. And he packed this stuff in, and then the two of them are hanging out of my mouth. And what the image I had in my head was, you know, when your kids or your nephews swing on your arms. And they're like, let me swing, and you're doing look at the size of my biceps kind of pose, and they're swinging on your arms.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like with the two of them swinging on my mouth. She said, your mouth must be really, really sore at this point. And I was like, I haven't a clue.
Haven't felt the thing.
and they just laughed. But they were great. They were fantastic. Did what they had to do. An hour later, I left. After dropping an awful lot of fucking money, because dentistry is an expensive hobby. And I was like, is that it? And then I had a week of antibiotics and painkillers, should I need them, that I had to see, and mouthwash to stop infection coming back, and a printout of a page. If you notice this.
Yeah.
If it starts bleeding, put the gauze in for 20 minutes on the clock, which means you're watching it from minute 1 to minute 20, and take it out. And if it's not stopped, call this number. It's total aftercare.
Yeah.
It was just fantastic. So, me saying to you a few minutes ago, is your phone on silent? And you saying, yeah, and me saying, mine's fucking not. That was a text from my dentist to say, don't forget that you're back in this Friday.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes,
So there's the aftercare.
Really handy.
And there's good
really
timing as well.
Isn't it? It's really good. Yeah, there you go. So when I was looking up this week's episode, which was going to be the Chilean mine collapse.
That's right, which we will get to.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. I was just thinking, and there's sensitivity in my jaw still. I mean, it's still a wound.
Of course, it's going to be fine to heal.
So
yeah.
I was thinking, why the fuck wouldn't I just use this very present inspiration to do something different?
Yeah.
So I decided this is what we do. So we started looking up teeth and how teeth in a lot of skulls that you find and they get in archaeology all look fucking great, because they do. And if they've fallen out and that's time.
Yeah.
But there was a time when every hominid or ancestor of humans had great fucking teeth.
Okay.
And I started looking into that. And the first thing I found is your wisdom teeth are your third molars.
Yeah.
So you've got, if you look in your mouth, you've got this first set, the second set, and your third set are back there. Where's the wisdom teeth go? That cause a lot of problem. And we'll get into why they cause problems back there in humans of the last few 100,000 years or whatever it was. And they didn't really cause that before.
Okay.
And there was no dentistry back then, obviously.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have even had a fucking doorknob to tie a bit of string to and tie around your tooth.
Yeah.
So wisdom teeth, why are they called wisdom teeth?
Because you get them when you're older, isn't it?
You get them between 17 and 25, and they come in later, which is why they were called wisdom teeth. I would argue that they should be called dumbass teeth.
Because you get...
Constantly.
Because that's your fucking dumbest fucking...
That's when you think you fucking know everything.
Yeah. Dunning-Kruger.
Yeah. The Dunning-Kruger effect. Anybody who doesn't know what the Dunning-Kruger effect is, look it up. It's well worth the read.
It is definitely, yeah.
It's
in a nutshell, it's basically you're too stupid to know what you don't know.
It's the person that everybody listening to this knows in their life, somebody who knows very little about a subject and then reaches a point where they think they're fucking experts
in it, yeah.
When the normal process should be you start to learn about a subject and your intelligence increases, and then it starts to dip because you start to discover more about that subject that you didn't know. Yes. And you need to learn all that. Then as it starts on the upward trend again, it's because you're becoming an expert. Yes. And you come out of that dip and you are an expert because you've learned all there is to know about it. The Dunning-Kruger effect is the person that thinks they know everything before that dip and then never actually increases that knowledge.
Never goes beyond it, yeah. So they know so little about a topic that they don't realise what they don't know about it. Yeah. They think they know it all.
It's exactly what you said it was. Yeah. I know so little about this topic that I'm an expert.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
They don't even know what they don't know. And the internet's full of people like that. Just absolutely full of them. Yes,
it is. And social medias and TikTok is especially full of people like that. Everybody's entitled to an opinion, but not everybody will have an opinion that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Opinions are like belly buttons. Everybody has one and most of them are full of fluff.
Okay, I wouldn't have said opinions are like belly buttons. I would have called them arseholes.
Yeah. I was just being polite.
Yeah.
It's not like me, is it?
Ancient humans had straight teeth according to the fossil record.
Okay.
With a complete set of 3 molars on either side.
So including the wisdom teeth?
Yeah, including the wisdom teeth. And the hypothesis is that ancient man lived a subsistence lifestyle. Yeah. So they had to gather food constantly. They were the squirrel foraging constantly to put away for that year and then doing it again and doing it again and doing it again, because we didn't yet have a community or society that bound together and
And it wouldn't have even been a case of kind of collecting and putting away. I think it would have been more collect, eat.
It was.
You're not eating 3 times a day, like you're.
Yeah, collect, eat, move, collect, eat, move, collect, eat, move, sleep, collect, eat, move, that kind of thing. Yeah. The hypothesis was, because we lived a subsistence lifestyle, there was so much more extensive chewing, because they didn't prep stuff, cook stuff. They literally ate plants that didn't kill them. Grand. Let's do that again. They ate prey that they caught that didn't kill them. Great. Let's do that again. But they didn't cook anything. They just chewed on grass and roots and bark and all this kind of crack. And it's that constant chewing and grinding leveled and balanced out their teeth, kept them straight. There was no treats to have on a Friday night.
No.
There was nothing like
Very
that.
little sugar.
So, and the fossil record indicates that their teeth were so well worn, and by whatever age it is they lived to, and they didn't live long lives.
No, 20 to 30 years.
Yeah. The teeth were just worn down from grinding and chewing through all these tough husks and meats and whatever the fuck it was they ate.
It's interesting.
Because of this constant chewing and grinding and breaking down of hard foods, they had really, really strong jaw muscles and wide jaw muscles. Like if you ever see a fossil, the jaw is big and it's fucking...
Yeah. Because a big,
eat you.
Yeah.
But as we spread out from Africa into the rest of the world, and people started to work together, and people started to band together, they developed fire, cooking, and they'd cook food. And I'm sure, and I didn't look this up, but I'm sure the cooking of food came after somebody discovered fire and burnt the shit out of something, and a bunch of people sniffed it, and then somebody gnawed on it, and then ate the whole
Yummy!
thing. And then the next thing they find, they fuck it on the fire, and they overcook it or burn it to a cinder, so the next time they do it, they know not to do that, and they leave it there less. So gradually they started to cook things, and they started to peel off husks and expose the seeds and the fleshy parts of a plant, and it became softer and softer. And over hundreds of thousands of years, tens of hundreds of thousands of years, there would have been less need for these massive muscles and jaw structure, and that would have diminished.
Yeah.
And jaws got thinner and less robust. That's a good word. Less robust. And because that happened, teeth didn't change. The bone did, the muscles did, but teeth didn't necessarily change.
Right. I get you. So there's less space for the teeth.
The jaw got slimmer, there was less space for the teeth.
Right.
And as we spoke about at the beginning, wisdom teeth, dumbass teeth, don't read the fucking script.
No.
They turn up when they want to turn up, and they make the entrance they want to make.
They rip the fuck out of your jaw.
Yeah. So that's the hypothesis as to why we have trouble with our fucking
wisdom teeth.
dumbass teeth.
So more chewing is what you're saying?
Yeah.
More chewing, straighten your jaw, and you'll have less trouble here, wouldn't it?
Well, I mean, what are you going to chew? You're going to go out and chew with cavity block? There's only...
Tree bark.
Tree bark,
There you go.
yeah.
No, beef jerky doesn't get much
Beef
chewier
jerky
than that.
is processed.
I know, but it's chewy.
Still processed.
It's chewy as
My
fuck,
point
though.
is processed. And if you feel, geez, my jaw is sore today from that beef jerky yesterday, it's because you're not used to eating.
Exactly, yeah.
So you're going to reach a point
It's like eating me wallet,
where
like.
beef jerky doesn't make your jaw sore anymore. But is that enough to accommodate the
No,
wisdom
what you're
teeth that
saying,
you don't
yeah,
develop?
yeah.
So there's only so much we can develop. And obviously people are different. and there's different jaw structures, bone structures, teeth structures. It's just, they reckon it was the advent of fire, and it could have been 50,000 years ago.
Right.
As up to 2 million years ago.
And that's when our teeth became less kind of herbivorous. Is that the word I'm looking for?
Then, well, we're omnivores.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you know, that kind of flat, the idea of flat teeth, it's more from, eating plants. It's more designed for crushing up plants and stuff, isn't it? And then you have your sharp teeth then for tearing at meat.
Yeah, that's why we're omnivores.
Yeah.
So you've got your incisors that will cut through things like steak and chicken or whatever it is. And then you've got your molars back there for chewing.
Yeah.
That kind of yolk. Yeah. There's actually, that reminds me, there's this experiment done on squirrels in 1983.
Right.
Squirrel monkeys.
Squirrel monkeys. Huh?
Yeah. In 1983. And then it was repeated on the hyrax. You know the hyrax?
Yes.
I think the hyrax and...
It sounds familiar, I can't think what it is.
I think the hyrax and the elephant share a common ancestor.
Yeah, so it's kind of a mammothy type thing, isn't it?
No.
It's not a mammothy type thing?
No. If you've got your phone in front of you, and I'm saying this to you and everybody listening.
I'm thinking of the Lorax. Remember what you call it?
That's a Lorax. You fucking...
Yeah, but it's not like a piss take. It's a Dr. Seuss.
The Lorax was a cartoon.
Yes, but is it not a play on words?
Yeah, a play on the hyrax.
No, all I'm saying is Hyrax as a company logo.
No, Hyrax, Hyrax, and I'm saying it to you, but I'm saying to everybody else, look it up. I think and the elephant share a common ancestor.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it looks like a giant rat.
It is. But they share a common ancestor about 50 million years ago.
Right. Strange, that one.
Isn't that mad?
Yeah, it's essentially a rodent.
That's fucking nuts. Anyway, squirrel monkeys in 1983, and again on the hyrax in 2004. Scientists did this experiment where they got a bunch of squirrel monkeys, 1983, and they split them into two groups.
Right.
And the monkeys on this side, on your right...
I'm thinking of a South Park episode. We'll go on.
The monkeys on this side, on the right, they were fed a regular diet of what they... nuts and grasses and bark or fucking whatever it is you want. And the ones on this side, on your
left... We're given a suitcase of money.
The ones on this side were given a paste diet. Nutrients, but they were fed paste.
Right.
And their teeth grew all over the fucking place.
I'd say so, yeah. Because nothing to grind them, like.
But that's what I mean. There was no exercise on them. And the monkeys that were kept on the regular diet, absolutely no change. And the teeth grew fine.
Cool.
So they repeated that on the hyraxes in 2004. So split them into two groups. The ones on the right kept a regular diet. The ones on the left were given a soft paste diet. And they were fed regularly. None of the groups were left unfed.
No, I understand that. Yeah. No,
so the hyraxes on the left that had the paste diet were the ones that got fucked up teeth.
Yeah.
And that's...
Well, it makes sense. You're not...
double confirmation.
Yeah, like friction and...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like your
double confirmation that...
You get wear and tear on your teeth from eating. Like, you know what I mean? Like
well, it's not just that, but it's muscles. The muscles in your jaw.
Yeah.
If they're not exercised, if they're not worked, then your teeth grow all over the place. And that's what's happening to people. We lived such a rough diet, our ancestors did, that they would have your jaw, your mandibles, your fucking muscles, everything got exercised. Because you had to break down all this stuff to get your nutrients so you'd survive.
Yeah.
As we've gone on and evolved and food has become processed and softer and more tender, and everybody goes out and they'll read in a restaurant the tenderest steak.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Like we're literally looking for softer foods.
We're creating the environment where people are going to need their teeth straightened. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it's, if you look at African tribes, 99% of them have fucking
great
great
teeth.
teeth.
Yeah, yeah.
Great teeth.
Well, the ones that aren't filing them at the points, that is.
Well, I'm not sure how many of them there are left, but those
It was certainly a thing, wasn't it?
in Africa and in the Amazon, they would file their teeth into points for the ferocity that it obviously visually brings. Yeah.
And it also helps them to eat, as you say, tree bark and nuts and whatever they were surviving on in the Amazon or in the jungle in Africa, you know.
Well, and that's part of the reason they've such great fucking teeth.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Well, they reckon, as I was saying, they reckon fire was discovered 50,000 to 2 million years ago.
Well, that's a big fucking discrepancy.
It's not a discrepancy.
What?
It's a
between
big window.
50 million and 50,000 and 2 million years ago.
Yeah. Well, you can't go out and fucking...
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying that's like, you know...
Well, you see...
In other words, they've no fucking idea when fire was discovered then, basically.
How could you?
I know, yeah.
They can date the stone by the level it's at and what's around it. And the fact that you can read levels from epochs.
Yeah, the strata, yeah.
From the strata in the rocks. So they'd say, so it's between this and this. But you're not going to say, well, it looks like somebody had a campfire here, so maybe it was them. And they can't carbon date stone.
No, of course.
So unless they have organic material in the rock, they can't carbon date it. So their window is 50,000 years to 2 million years. Which makes sense to me, which I didn't quite.
Yeah, no, I do understand. I wasn't expecting to hear such a kind of a wide range.
I grant you,
because
big. Yeah.
You know, like when archaeologists are saying, this existed between X and Y, it's usually a more accurate kind of thing, you know.
Yes, yeah. No, I'm totally with you. As we said, less effort in chewing and eating means less exercise for your jaw muscles, your neck muscles. All that kind of thing. Cool. Jaws got narrower, muscles got smaller, teeth didn't necessarily read the script. Yeah. And that's when it all began.
And that's when we needed to invent dentistry.
Yeah. But even like 12,000 years ago, they'd be milling. You know, you mill seed. And
once they start using stones.
Break it down.
So kind of Stone Age, I suppose. Once we start to use tools.
I don't even want to call it society yet, but once a community started to evolve and you'd have your hunters and gatherers go out and you'd have those that stay in the village and the males that go out and hunt and the women tended not to.
It's often the opposite, actually, believe it or not.
Was it?
It was,
well, I know it is with lions because male lions are pricks.
I do believe with early humans, I'm sure I read somewhere before that it was usually the women who did all the hunting. No, that wouldn't make sense at all, actually. Because they say, because men still have that hunter-gatherer kind of fucking gene. Yeah.
Are you having your revolving galaxy thing again going on in your head?
Must be. I don't know what I'm having. No, I was probably thinking of lions, probably.
Yeah, but that's only because male lions are just lazy bastards.
Yeah. What, and humans aren't?
Humans are lazy bastards, but female humans are lazy bastards too.
True.
So the more stuff was milled and they could make rudimentary breads or whatever the fuck it was.
So early processed food.
Jaws started to get thinner.
Okay.
And from this point on, I'm calling them dumbass teeth. I'm never calling them wisdom teeth again.
Stop.
Fuck them. Therefore.
Bastard teeth.
No, wisdom teeth are dumbass teeth. Softer diets meant more misalignment and impacted teeth. They needed to be removed very often. Now, I'm going to try and go chronologically, but I'm not going to move on a few 100 years or 1,000 years at a time. I'm just going to jump.
Right.
Dentists. There were no dentists in early society.
Right. Up to like medieval times, I'd imagine.
There were no dentists in medieval times.
Was there not?
There was no career in dentistry in medieval times.
Okay,
They were barbers. Okay. You go down to the barber to get your hair cut and get your tooth pulled.
Okay. Are you being facetious? Facetious? Oh, fucking hell. Are you being facetious or do you actually mean that?
I mean that.
Well, it was the barber today.
It was the barber.
Jesus.
So what it was the clergy did it for a while, but
wasn't lucrative enough for them.
there was so much pain and potentially death involved that the church sent out a memo, sent out a medieval email saying nobody's fucking doing this again. So the barber of the church, the bishop, the priest, or whoever the fuck it was, because they'd all have, they had to be kept.
The court appointed barber.
Yeah. Was given the job. Here, you do that. And then that became a thing. So you go down and get your hair cut and you get your tooth pulled if you need to. And invariably you did need to. Yeah, everybody did.
That's nuts.
Isn't that mad?
And was that only for the clergy or was that for everybody?
That's for everybody.
Everybody, so there was a service there, right, okay.
Well, I mean, if it was only for the clergy, you'd only have like 32 appointments. Isn't that the amount of teeth you've got in your head, isn't it?
What?
32 teeth in your head. So potentially you only had 32.
No, I'm thinking about, for bishops and whatever, or a whole monastery full of them, and they'd have access to
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Well, no, that was for everybody.
Okay.
But the dentistry you're thinking about where you go down and you go, oh, I've got this fucking... and you get your tooth pulled. That didn't exist. And the tools that they used to pull didn't exist. I'm
sure they did as a form of torture, not healthcare. Medieval times, I'd be surprised if they weren't pulling people's teeth out.
That's a very sophisticated torture. And can you imagine being tortured and you were getting tortured and you were like, you better not pull that tooth out over there because that's my favourite one. Even though it's black, it's favourite. Get the fuck away. Then you get 2 jobs in one.
You just get arrested just so you can get your tooth pulled.
Yeah, do something bad.
Along with all the rest of them.
There is evidence of teeth having been filled in Egypt about 2500 BCE.
Wow. Fillings. Wow. We really have to take a deep dive into Egypt one of these days because fascinating civilization.
Yeah.
Absolutely fascinating.
Yeah, I'm sure lots of them did it, but I just have a special fascination with
Yeah, I know, absolutely.
And I always did.
I mean, if we could talk about Dunning-Kruger, I would have said I was very much fucking Dunning-Kruger when I came to Egypt. I collected all those weekly magazines you get and you put in a binder and you get your little Tutankhamun mask.
Yeah.
Collected all those, used to read extensively about Egypt when I was younger. But the more things I hear about, the more I realise I've barely scratched the fucking surface,
Yeah, big time.
But
there's also the stuff you would have read in your magazines and you collect them and you put them in a binder or whatever it was, would have been the information they had at hand at that point in
the
time.
early 80s, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
But everything's fucking changed.
Yeah, I mean, the advent of, LiDAR and stuff like that where they can kind of look inside things now.
And, I'd love to be at the forefront of all that.
Yeah, oh God, yeah. But I'd love to actually do an episode on it. I'd love to go to the Valley of the Kings as well, obviously. Something I'd love to do. But anyway.
The filling, the 2500 BCE Egyptian filling thing, it was beeswax filling. Which beeswax is soft.
Relatively soft, yeah. So it would have to be replaced fairly regularly. But at least it would cushion the nerve, yeah.
I mean, I admire the scientific nous and the medical nous and the dexterity.
Oh, wait, hang on, no.
To be able to drill, to be able to fill a tooth. Yeah. But it was the drilling of it.
I'm just trying to think back. Beeswax resin is not soft.
Maybe that's what it was then.
Yeah, because I used to have it I played violin as a child.
All right, I didn't know that.
Really badly.
Okay.
But you used to get beeswax resin that you would rub on the bow.
I've heard that before.
Yeah, and it was like a hard... like amber nearly, that kind of...
Yeah.
But, that would make sense, actually. That would nearly be the consistency of enamel, It's very, very hard stuff. So, yeah, there you go.
So, yeah,
maybe that's what it was,
But that's not that wasn't what piqued my interest.
Well, yeah.
The drilling of the tooth piqued my interest. And not because... I mean, I'm sure they had some sort of anaesthetic that they used. But if it's the pharaoh, for instance, has a toothache, you're not going to drill out his fucking tooth.
Not unless you club him over the head first.
Or something. And I mean, who's going to do that to a living god? You know?
Oh, no,
So,
I hear you.
But it was, even if it's not the pharaoh, if it was just, who lies there and gets their tooth drilled without any form of anaesthesia?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, look at the Egyptians were fairly big into their illicit substances anyway. I'm sure they had something, you know.
I'm sure all these societies were and had something like that. You know, we'll get on to what kind of anaesthetics they had.
We will, because
in the 18th century-ish.
Yeah. Well, we will also get on to what anaesthetics they have in a very near future episode, because I'm going to be looking at the history of human drug takers very soon. So
that'll be great.
That'll be a great episode.
Stoners.
So we should, that's basically the history of stoners.
Yeah.
And we'll be having a look at what the ancient Egyptians had access to, you know.
Yeah, it'll be an episode, but we won't be doing edibles or anything like that.
No, it'll be ancient history.
It'd take forever. So,
yeah. We'll take a fucking bag of gummies and fucking do it. Might be a bit of crack there, actually.
No fucking thanks.
To do something like that. We'll have to set everything up the night before, though, because there's no way we're putting all these mics and shit together while we're fucking on edit.
Yeah, everything would have to be set up.
About 4 hours.
And a big bag of munchies. Yeah. In 500 CE and in ancient Sumeria, a scribe chiseled an incantation into their clay tablet things. The scribe chiseled an incantation to the gods to smite the nefarious toothworm that was causing him so much agony. So that's the level of knowledge that you're working with.
Yeah.
I've got a pain and there's obviously something in there that's causing it.
Yeah. Got a
Technically, you were correct. There was something in there, or
an infection, or
rotting,
it probably wouldn't
something.
even be infection, because
but
bacteria wouldn't have really been a thing back then, would it?
Of course it would.
Well, it would have, but it's not.
Bacteria were the first thing on the planet.
Oh yeah, true enough, actually, yeah. I know, but the likes of E. coli and stuff evolved much, much later.
Doesn't mean it wasn't bacteria.
Yeah.
But these toothworms persisted. This idea of a toothworm was widely accepted until around the 18th century.
Wow.
So for that length of time, what's wrong with your fucking... I've got a bit of a toothworm. There's something in there. Now, the nerve endings on a molar doesn't look unlike a worm. It's a long, stringy thing. That's a fucking nerve. That's just...
So when they pull the tooth out and that's hanging off, that's your toothworm.
That's the only part of this that made me cringe. I was like, Jesus Christ.
It's like Ren and Stimpy.
Just hold still, your lordship. I think I see it. I'm just going to get him. Just let me reach in here, and then his lordship hits the fucking roof.
It's the floor, more like passed out.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
Around 15 AD, a Greek physician working in Rome recommended drilling out tooth decay and stuffing it with roasted earthworms. Okay, yeah, but there's a bunch of earthworms. Chuck them on a pan on the fire and then ground them down. I can see that in my head. That I'm not saying it's a good idea, but I can see
the logic of it.
I can see there's earthworms right there within arm's reach. Let's try that. Roasted earthworms and the crushed eggs of spiders. That makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Bubble, toil and trouble.
What the actual fuck?
I have newt and tongue of frog.
I read roasted earthworms and I was like, Jesus Christ, lads. And then the next line said, and spider's eggs. It's like, what the fuck?
What did the earthworms ever do for us?
Crushed eggs of spiders. No, they're no good in your tooth unless you crush them. Fucking nuts.
Insane.
Absolute fucking nuts. The ancient Chinese were the first ones to use toothbrushes.
Yes.
Leave it to the Chinese. Fair play.
Yeah, I knew that. I think we touched on that with the tattoo episode maybe, or something. We were talking about that because the tattoo needle and the technology needed to make those
Yeah.
was very
we
similar
probably did.
to those and toothbrushes. Yeah,
we did. But I didn't know they would have been the first to have a punt at toothbrushes. But there you go. Which I think was fucking deadly. In Tudor England is the 15th, 16th, 17th century. Sorry, Tudor Europe.
Yeah.
15th, 16th, 17th. Efforts to maintain dental hygiene were underway. And this is great. Concoctions of rose water, lavender for mouthwash.
Oh, very
It
good.
makes sense to me. So like the roasted earthworms in a very fucking abstract way. That kind of made sense to me.
Yeah.
It's the crushed spider's eggs. Made zero sense.
Yeah.
Likewise, rose water and lavender
Yeah,
for
because
scent
you're getting the sense. Yeah,
makes sense to me.
And actually, I just want to interject
But
there.
the rose water and the lavender, sorry for speaking over
Yeah,
you,
no, go on.
was 2 ingredients included with cuttlefish.
Cool.
That makes no sense to me
Well,
whatsoever.
cuttlefish bone.
Cuttlefish. Cuttlefish aren't bone.
Oh no, cuttlefish are like prawn kind of things. Aren't they?
Cuttlefish are like they're of the squid family.
Oh, okay. I thought they
You
were
know
lobster.
cuttlefish.
No.
Okay, jump on your phone. Now.
Yeah, no, we'll in a minute. Just hang on before we move on from that we're talking rosewater and lavender and stuff. I was just reading this morning. As you know, Diogo Jota passed away last week, the Liverpool player. But what Wolves are doing with all the flowers that were left outside Molyneux is they're going to be turned into coloured inks and used to create a permanent memorial for him.
That's really nice.
That's really fucking cool, isn't it?
Sound.
I thought that was dead cool. I hope Liverpool do something similar.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah, so there you go.
But yeah, fucking rosewater, lavender, and
Let me look at
cuttlefish.
cuttlefish.
It's like they come up with good ingredients and they
we
think,
used to give our budgie cuttlefish bone.
but it's like they came up with good ingredients. What would make a fragrant scent on the breath? Because everybody's breath is atrocious.
Oh, they're cool.
And it
looking
would have been,
fuckers.
they're really cool. They're really cool.
I know the thing there.
And it would have been rosewater, yeah, that's definitely in. And lavender, because that's got such, the
A
flower
distinctive
has
smell,
such
yeah.
a fragrant smell on the air when the breeze blows in the summer. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, we have some of our bats,
definitely
it's
add that in. And we've got some cuttlefish over there on the shelf. Just chuck that in as well. Makes no sense to me. How they boiled down to their fundamental ingredients to make mouthwash to improve the smell.
Are you sure it wasn't cuttlefish bone?
Even if it was cuttlefish bone.
Because as I was saying, we used to give one to our fucking budgie when we were kids. You'd have it stuck between the bars, and that's how they sharpened their beaks.
Yeah, but
So I'm
people
wondering,
don't have beaks.
but I'm saying, were they using them as a fucking...
No, this was...
Like, not a foil, but...
This was a rinse
Okay.
for fresh breath. I don't know how they came to cuttlefish. And I couldn't find out how.
I just wonder, were they using the cuttlefish bone as a...
A toothpick kind of thing.
Kind of, yeah. It's like a fucking emery board. It's that kind of sandpapery texture.
Yeah, no,
And
I know
it's
what
really
it is.
light.
Yeah.
So I just wonder, were they using that to clean the teeth as opposed to actually putting it in as a mouthwash?
I'd say the efficacy of these mouthwashes, and it got worse, the efficacy of these mouthwashes was less about the hygiene aspect and more about masking
Prestige.
the smell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is it. Like, I wondered if, when a cuttlefish is decomposing, if is there alcohol produced or something that, cleans but doesn't stink, maybe. I don't know.
Again, the word produced just infers. No, that's not what I'm getting at. The word produced infers cost.
Yeah, there was kind of
So
prestige
how
involved with this
popular
too,
was it as well? So I mean, I'm sure everybody has better things to do with fucking alcohol than use it as mouth rinse.
I'm just Googling here.
Anyway, the poorer classes in society had less problems with tooth decay than the upper classes because they couldn't afford sugar in their diets. So
hang on. I have you here now, which might actually explain it.
Good.
Right,
Explain away.
Cuttlefish bone, also known as cuttle bone, is a natural material that has been traditionally used for teeth cleaning, particularly in the context of board care, and more recently in some toothpaste formulations. I wonder, were they grinding up?
Oh, they definitely were.
Were they grinding up the bone and putting it into the mouthwash, into the lavender water to give that grit?
Yeah. So that says to me...
could be what they were doing.
Yeah, that's it. Because that says to me that is a recipe that was passed to them from the islands, the Pacific Islands, the Equatorial Islands.
Yeah, the Empire.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about Tudor Europe, not necessarily just England. But it would have been something that was passed on. So that explains the cutfish to me. Yeah. Now I understand it. Yeah, because up until then, it made zero sense. Fucking no sense.
Radio. Yeah, so it's the grit, basically.
Tooth decay was less of a problem to the poorer classes because they couldn't afford fucking... Sweet foods, sugars in their diet, the way the opulent nobility could.
Right, okay.
So the poorer you were, the healthier, I can't say the healthier teeth because they might have been also fucked up.
Yeah,
but I mean, people would have brushed their teeth with rags and grasses and shit like that. And apparently it was the Chinese that came up with a toothbrush because somebody just wasn't getting measure enough of the
crap that was
crap on their teeth with a cloth or a grass. So they were like, fuck this shit. And they came up with something. So that's probably, it's probably need is what.
Fucking necessity is the mother of all invention.
That's it. Having said that, everybody still had problems with their dumbass teeth. My dad used to tell me when he was a kid, when they were going out to dances, because they didn't just go out and drink themselves blind the way people do now. He used to brush his teeth with charcoal soot from up the chimney,
right?
Up when the fire was out, and that gave them a great shine.
You get charcoal toothpaste now; it's very popular.
You can actually get fucking. There's you get a tin. It's like a snuff.
Yes,
of charcoal.
Okay, no, we used to have like a powder toothpaste.
Yeah. I got it once.
Use,
I got it once and I felt it and it felt really smooth.
Yeah.
But again, when I was talking to my hygienist and I was saying to her, what's the story with that? And she was saying, it's not great for your enamel. I mean...
because it scars it.
Micro scratches.
Yeah.
You know, and that's not what you want to be doing. And not excessive use, but continual use of that is going to cause problems.
No, but do I not remember one of those... and now the science part ads, the fucking toothpaste ads. And it was like, and it shows that it's, they have grit in it to scratch the enamel, because the what's the word I'm looking for? What's the bleeding ingredient that they always go on about in fucking toothpaste? That's really good. Oh, I'm just drawing a fucking blank here. Fluoride, possibly. Not possibly, but there's something else. But
fluoride's not good for you.
It scratches the enamel and then it gets into your teeth and strengthens it.
I'm not sure that
just
doesn't sound good to me.
No, I'm going back a long time.
Yeah, no, but that just doesn't. Scratching your teeth and getting in doesn't sound like a good plan for anything.
I know, yeah.
Just scratch the surface and fucking that just doesn't sound right to me.
Well, it's so this,
Let's compromise the integrity of the tooth and get inside and then go to work. That doesn't fucking. That's what germs do.
I know, yeah.
But it's
the strength in your teeth.
Swear by the soot up the chimney, and some smart fucker just said,
"I'm gonna scrape that into a tin and sell it."
Yep, and so he did. I've used it before, but it never sat well with me, and I didn't use it.
Yeah, the idea of using black on me teeth, I don't know, just no.
Yeah, no, fuck that. In the 17th century, French physician Pierre Fauchard laid the foundations of modern dentistry.
Pierre
Fauchard. Fauchard.
Fauchard.
He called bullshit on the idea of a tooth worm, and he published a book outlining better practice. But one concession he made: 2 habits of the old ways that people used to do, and I've saved it and not set it up to this point, was still using mouthwash made from urine. People used to stand on corners and collect people's
Fuck off.
urine.
Seriously.
But they did, and they'd sell it.
This is going back to the Welcome to the Middle Ages stink bags.
Yeah, and they'd sell it.
Yeah.
So this guy, Pierre Fauchard, shot everything down that was bad practice, apart from using piss rinse.
Piss rinse. Jesus Christ.
And on that note, join us in part 2 on the history of teeth, when we will get into George Washington's famous wooden teeth. See you next time.